Hi everyone, Tonia Reeves, Australia's psychic cowgirl, coming at you from Sunday Creek in Victoria. I was really hoping to get some outside shots today, but the weather wasn't really kind. But when I say wasn't kind, it's been great. We've had lots of rain and it was really, really needed, but we certainly had a lot in a small amount of time. It was quite funny. I was doing a reading the other day and we almost had like this mini tornado wind session that just blew through our area and trees were falling over and basically could barely shut the doors. At the time it was quite a little bit scary, and I thought, wow, I can't imagine what it would be like to have, really, really major wind and hurricanes and things like that around. I mean, we're really lucky we don't have them here, but for all of those that do, or have been through those, I'm totally in awe of, how you dealt with that. That's massive. So, it really made me tend to look at things going, sometimes things happen that are on a minor scale, but there's certainly a lot of people that things can happen to, on a more massive scale, and so it's just like getting an awareness. Anyway, so good to connect with you all. Thanks for sharing our pages and also for sending messages and contacting us. We love that here on the station. It's really important that we can, get our messages across to as many as possible. And I tend to find, it's about reaching the people that need us. So that's part of our journey as a psychic and a medium, is connecting with those that are really feeling, maybe a bit of a struggle at this time for whatever reason. It's a hard time of year coming into the Christmas period, because whereas most people are celebrating, those that have lost somebody close to them, can be going through a big struggle. So sometimes it's also being mindful of the people around you. It might be a neighbour, it might be a friend, or, somebody that might be struggling at this time of year. So just being aware of that and reaching out to people, because sometimes we get so busy, especially this time of year, in it that we're, we're busy doing all the things that we need to be doing, and then we're not, we're not thinking about others. So sometimes it's nice just to have that reminder to connect with people that are on their own. Like, we have a neighbour and he has no family, and so he's isolated in his house on his own. He's on a walker. He refuses to leave because he's got his cats that he loves. So we're his closest neighbour, and my other neighbour next door. So the two of us, we look after his cats if he has to go into hospital, and we go and make sure that he gets, some food and give him a bit of company and companionship. And he's a lovely chap, and we really thoroughly enjoy looking out for him. And his family are so grateful because they don't live around, and his family basically consists of his wife who passed away's family. He doesn't really have many left around on his side. So, he's not the only one, that can feel isolated, and I think he's 74. So he's an older age, and sometimes just the little things that we can do to help others make such a difference in their life. And it only takes us 5 or 10 minutes, to pop in and say good day and, offer that kind of support. And I like to think that I would do that for people. And, maybe when I'm older and need support, there'll be somebody that'll do that for me. So it's not that you do that for that reason, but it is nice to be able to help someone that needs help. And we incorporate our children helping him as well. So, son will go and mow his lawns, and my daughter will cook things for him. And it's a great example to show children. And, I know both of them have come back and been really rapt that they could help somebody. So sometimes, as hard as life gets for us, when we're helping others and being of service, it gives you that great feeling of making a difference. So we can all do that and make a difference. And it is the little things sometimes that count. So it might be just helping someone mow a lawn, or, reaching out to those that need help, because we all go through stages where we need help. So I like to think of us all as collectively, we're all interconnected, and the more that we can offer support to others, the more that we can all be, keep that interconnection going. So, yeah, that's just my little thing for today. It's also a great manifesting day, especially over there in America. We've already had ours yesterday, but today is your 21st. So, it's a great time to be writing down what you want to bring into your life, and especially coming to the towards the end of 2000 and what are we now, 2018, I had to think then. Okay, into 2019, what do you want to bring into your life? Write it down and release it to the universe and say, yep, I'll leave the details to it. So, yeah, so make the most of that day today. So if you've been having to think about it and you haven't quite decided what it is yet, just sit down, write it down, focus on what it is you want to bring in and, yeah, jot it down. Okay, I've got my first read for today. Shannon in North Reading in Massachusetts, USA. Shannon.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm doing good. Happy Thanksgiving.
Good girl. Oh, wow, so it's Thanksgiving over there. Yay. I'm learning so much about the American tradition. I'm a bit slow, but I love it when you guys keep me in the loop. It's great. Thank you. The first thing I connected with you, Shannon, is you're such a hard worker.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, you are. It's like as soon as I read out your name, I'm like, wow, this girl knows how to work hard. I picked up because I had a little bit of time prior to coming on today, so I did pick out something. And I sort of related it to your call in regards to relationships. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, cool. I was like going, we've got relationships with caller number 1 today. Okay. There was when the relationship aspect came up, it's like there is renewed or new coming in. Does that make sense to you?
Yep, it does.
Yep. Yeah, so can I ask with this, is it somebody that's just stepped in or somebody around that's looking like stepping in, if that makes sense to you?
Well, yeah, I've been with the same guy on and off for the past 22 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So we're stepping into another level with that.
Oh, yeah, kind of. I want to see if you can pick up on something.
Yeah.
There's something that's in our relationship that's kind of a little bit of a problem, and I want to see if you can pick up on it or not.
Okay. All right. Yep. Cool. Well, it's interesting that obviously, with the fact that it's come up previous, like as in it needs to be addressed. So let me tune in here. So 22 years, that's a long time. And that's a lot of toing and froing. There's a deep connection between the two of you. There's something around committing with him. And I know, obviously, you've been on and off for 22 years, so that's a pretty obvious one. But there's something with him coming clean about something. So I feel like there's something there's a hesitation around him with stepping into something.
Not really him coming clean about anything, but it's a little bit of a situation that we're in.
Okay. All right, let me see. Because I feel like it's like what Spirit is showing me is there's something that hasn't made itself apparent yet. It's kind of like there's obviously there's an issue around, but there's something that hasn't been, how can I put this? It's like there's a hesitation in what is transpiring. So I feel like there's something where you're either waiting on news or there's something around a bit of a shift happening, but it's depending on getting some kind of message. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't make sense. Me? No.
Okay, all right. So
you know what, though? I'm sorry. I have to disconnect right now, though, because I have like 5 to 6 people here and we're doing a Thanksgiving dinner. So this is kind of bad timing with the phone call. Yeah, well, but we could appreciate you guys picking me and everything for the phone call. Thank you very much, and happy Thanksgiving, like I said. And
no
thank
worries,
you very much. Okay.
Contact me on my page. Send me a message through, and I'll connect further for you. All right.
I will. All right, thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Okay. We'll catch up with her, no doubt. Okay, I've got Angela in Newport, Virginia. Angela, how you going?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Really well, thank you. So you're happy Thanksgiving over there as well?
Oh, hey.
Sorry, sometimes it goes in and out a little bit with reception. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. With Friday coming on, I just had a bit of time to tune in. So I was connecting for you, and it's funny that I picked up for caller number 2, celebrations. And it's like it's a strong time of things coming in for you and things getting in alignment. So I feel like there's more income transpiring at this point in time. Yeah, wow, because it's like I'm shown, there's money coming in, and I feel like I want to say in reference to that, it's coming in and staying in, so it's not coming in and going back out again.
Yes, we were actually living on my daughter's SSI check monthly, and my husband just started working finally after all he's been through. He finally got a job, and it's working out really well.
Fantastic. Yeah, so it's like, because I want to say, like, and around this is like this celebration, and it's like, you're getting what you deserve. So it's like, and obviously, like you're saying, you've worked hard leading up to this, but there's an element of, yay, I'm finally able to have a bit of freedom and make some decisions. So that makes sense that the money's coming in for you, because there's a few options that we're looking into next year with 2019 for the two of you. Does that make sense with movement and with where you're going to settle?
We're not really sure right now. We want to move really, really bad to a better place, because where I live at is not a safe place, and we're not okay here, but we're just making do until something else happens. Yeah, well, I see next year is the movement. So it's a little bit like you're setting yourself up, and there's that element of congratulations with all that you've been through. And I feel like this year for you is letting go of there was some, I want to go towards like negative influences that have now disappeared for you too. Yes.
Yeah. So that's and it's a congratulations around that, because you had to stand your ground, or they're showing me that you had to call in extra strength for that, but you did it. And now it's like you've had the bumps in the road, and now there's smooth sailing for you guys.
Yes, ma'am. I really hope everything just goes the way I feel like I hope it wants to go.
Yes. And like I said earlier, this is a great, like it's a really great manifesting day today. So keep writing it down, what it is that you want to bring in, because there is movement for you next year. And now that the money's coming in, it's like I want to say, like a rolling stone gathering moss. That's what it's about for you too. It's like, first of all, the job for your partner. There's something around you with income as well that's going to transpire. And I feel like this is sort of after the end of this year. It's like that something will just fall into place whereby you're able to bring in some money as well. But you're not going to be doing, it's almost like I want to say like residual income, because it's like you'll be creating it without having to go out and do like a job as such.
Right. I got what you're saying.
So it's like it's for you as well, but the two of you, it's like going from strength to strength. And can I ask, is somebody passed over the last year in relation to the two of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, because I've got someone coming through, and I feel like there's
I have goosebumps. Oh Lord, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, and that's. Goosebumps are the best sign. I say to people, that is when spirits step in, and when they really want you to know they're around, those goosebumps come in, and it's like always confirmation. So if someone's talking to you about anything and you get goosebumps, know that spirit going, yay, yes.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like now let me just connect with this spirit, because you've got a few in spirit, but yeah, this. So can I ask, is this a male that's stepping in?
If it was this year, no, it's not a male. It was a female.
Okay. Was there something around hair or something with her passing?
Yes. She had a lot of deformities, and it wasn't. Yeah. It's a lot to explain, but I don't think she would have made it outside of my womb. But I feel like you're talking about my daughter.
Yeah. Beautiful, because there's a connection, and it's with this spirit connection, it was like I had to bring in that it was the two of you. So that makes sense, being your daughter, because it's like it's part of both of you together. The reason that this energy stepped in is to almost, I want to say, like has become your guide, and like your angel in spirit that's guiding you onto the next big thing. And there's also something around protection around you too. So I feel like I want to say to you, there's extra safety in, your spiritual team around that is showing me that you are protected, and they will also guide you out of this into where you need to be.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I think about her all the time, and I feel so guilty for having to end my pregnancy with her, because I prayed for her. I prayed for her so much, and then it just was taken away from me.
Yeah. I understand that coming from the spirit perspective, once they pass over, like they understand. So that the last thing they want is us to feel guilty. And the way that spirit shows me is that prior to coming into our incarnation, our life is often decided. So when you look at things like that, she was never meant to come through, if that makes sense.
Right, I got what you're saying.
Okay, yeah. So it's like she wasn't meant to, but she's meant to be your guide around you now.
Right, okay.
Okay, right. So she's, and I feel like, because I want to go to, there's something around of a nighttime you feel her or she comes around, and there's also something around lights flickering. So I feel like I want to go to, if you're just sitting there and you look and go, oh, the lights are flickering, because I just had the light flicker here, and I'm like, okay, that's spirit.
No, you know what I think that is? I don't know if it's maybe her or my mother, but my mom used to tell me before she passed away, she used to tell me, I'm going to come back and I'm going to mess with you and I'm going to flicker the light and you're going to know it's me.
There you go. The two of them together. Because your mum loves children. It's very much a family affair with her, yeah?
Yes, she loves kids.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely. She's up there, queen of the kids.
Yeah.
And what's the thing with your mum? All right, okay, let's get. She is funny. She's telling me that you don't do things. What is it in regards to Thanksgiving that she would do, but you haven't continued on with the tradition? Or there's something she's given me a nudge to nudge you and go, she's not doing it, and it was something she normally did.
I'm not doing Thanksgiving this year, and I'm not doing it because my husband has put in these beliefs that, religious beliefs with God and such, and so we're just not doing it this year.
Okay, well, she's laughing, giving you a nudge to say, obviously, was that an important time for her? Because it's like, but she's laughing, so they do understand, they get it, but she's giving me the nudge saying she's not doing it. That's funny.
Yes.
And I also want to reference a ring. So where does the ring fit in with Mum?
The what?
A ring with your mum? Have you got your mum's ring? Because she's showing me a ring.
No. I did have her wedding ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have her wedding ring. And I feel bad, but I ended up having to sell it to pay one of my bills in one of my last apartments that I had. And I feel bad every day that I had to do that.
Well, no, don't. She's not. She's laughing. She's just saying, like, obviously her thing is talk about the ring, talk about the Thanksgiving, the two things you're not doing, and stir you up around that. But there's an element where when things turn around, she wants you to go and pick a ring that is in her honour. So she's not fussed on it having to be her ring, because I feel like that's part of who she was anyway. She's not one that, just because it's mine, you have to stick with that. So it's like her message is go out when you get financial, which will be next year, then you go out and buy a special ring and make it in her honour, but it's going to be your taste. Because I feel like she's acknowledging that you would honour what she had, but her taste was way different to your taste.
Right. Yes.
And I know when there's a generation different, that isn't uncommon, but she's showing me, no, there's way different in taste. So I feel like if she was, into fine things and very petite things, you're more into chunkier things, and it's like just total opposites. But she's laughing as she says that.
Yeah. Yes. Wow.
So, know that she's around and guiding you, and she also has your daughter. There's because she's referring to something around did you name your daughter?
Yes.
Something around the name. Yeah. So was that name handed down, or where did the name come from?
I don't know. I just kind of made it up.
Okay. All right. Because she's referring to that, something she's saying about the name. Maybe the fact that she liked the name.
Oh, wow. I named her Josiah.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful. And did that come to you in a dream?
Who, my mom or my baby?
Your baby, like as in even the name. I feel like there's something. Did you wake up and have, like you'd been given that name or something? It was like you were shown that name.
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I'm really not sure.
That'll be interesting, because I feel like your mum's like coming through with that one. She's also saying there's your grandfather up there with her. So I feel like I want to go to her father.
Her dad.
Yeah. And you had a special connection with him as well?
I don't know him, and I never met him. But from what I heard, he was a mean man. So I'm not too sure about anything about him.
Okay, that's interesting, because it's like she's going, he's up there with her. Now, what else am I going to? There's something else I need to share with you as well. Okay, it's something, now that the money's coming in, I want you to take time out to have a bit of fun for you.
Okay.
It's like it's really important. And I know you're saying about you've lost one child. Are there other children around you? Because I'm feeling like there's more children.
I have 2 kids that are living, and just found out that I'm pregnant again.
Oh, wow. Okay, right. Because I'm like, your mum's like, there's children. It's like, okay, we've got 2 that are already there, and then 1 on its way. Wow.
Yes, and I also have a baby I lost last September. I was about 8 weeks pregnant with that baby. So she'd be about a year old today.
Oh, wow. Wow. But this one's good, and you're having no dramas with this one. Can I also say, or is there something that is different around this pregnancy? I want to say your mum's saying, have you been not well, or something has been a little bit different in the past?
Other than being really tired.
Yeah. I feel like there's something you've gone off eating, or it's just your mum saying there's something different. And I wanted to head towards, almost like you've say if you used to eat meat, you can't stomach the smell of it now. There's something you've changed that it's almost like it's letting you know that all is well, and the baby is strongly implanted there, I want to say. This is your mum coming through, which is funny.
I'm not really sure. I want to think. Maybe it might be the broccoli, or it might be cheese.
Yeah, it's just like it's something.
I haven't really took notice of it, to be honest with you.
I feel like she's laughing about that, or there's something around that. And you've got a good connection with this baby. So it's like you're feeling quite cool about it because you know that there's this one is coming in strong.
Yeah, I'm other than feeling really, really stressed about it because of everything that happened with my last daughter, I feel all I can do, like, I just feel so stressed, like something is going to be wrong.
Yeah, so I want you to say, like, I want you to know Mum's coming through and going, don't worry about it. She's got this one. She's taking care of it. So
that's good. I had my ultrasound on Monday, and so far everything's looking good, but
it is.
So
I don't see it. Yeah, of course, and that's so understandable that you would be, you'd be feeling anxious, and almost until you probably get to see this baby, you'd be like, oh, there's there would have to be that element of worry, which is understandable. But your mum's here saying this one's fine. So, and I feel like I want to say this one, there's a special spiritual connection with this child, so that there's an element of them being quite psychic and in tune. You've got one of the other ones that you have there already is as well, so like a little bit sensitive and almost like, how can I put it? You just have to be aware of them being sensitive. So sometimes they don't take well to people yelling around them or too much stress around them, if that makes sense.
Oh, my God, my youngest daughter, she's very sensitive. Like when you yell at her or, she's 2 years old. So she gets in trouble. You're like, no, Maya. She's very, very, very sensitive person.
Yeah. So it's good to be aware of that because it makes it like when you have that understanding, the yelling doesn't always work for them. So you have to sort of go about it a different way. But this baby will be the same. So it's like you're breeding these sensitives for a reason, and that is because they're beautiful empaths. Okay?
Yes. You can have the saddest face on you, and it will turn her whole mood around. Or if she can feel that you're upset, like she will get upset and start stressing herself. You can just see it in her. For her to only be 2 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's amazing. Okay, I must wrap it up. Dave's there giving me the heads up. I have to go. Thank you so much, Angela, for connecting, and it's been an honour.